Well, we're back at it here at the Drayton Valley Curling Club here. We're on the fourth end, just started the fourth end of the first opening draw of the Alberta Scott Tournament of Hearts. We have the Cheryl Kullman rink. We're going to have to keep our voices up, aren't we, with these girls?
Yeah, these girls are like this.
Yeah. Cheryl Kullman against Cathy Borst, and the score right now is Kullman 1, Borst nothing, and Cathy Borst still got the hammer. Can you recap the first three ends for the people, Ross?
Yeah, in the first end, Cheryl Kullman picked up the single point. I believe she hit and stayed to take her one. She hit in the first end. Cheryl Kullman hit and stayed for one. She was trying to blank the end, and then after that, it's just been blank end after blank end. Cathy in the second end. Was able to hit and roll out to blanket, and then in the third end she made a great double run back to blank the end in the third. So there's been some great shooting here so far, and very close, very low scoring, just the way you'd expect it from two former Canadian or Alberta champs.
Yeah, ice looks to be running right bang on. The old 24 seconds look like Ronnie's got it in good shape. You were his teacher for having to prepare this ice. We've promoted you up to a position now where you're into announcing an easier job, and Ron's got the soft job, or is that the fun job Ron's got?
No, I think the easier job is making ice, just sitting in front of a camera and commentating sometimes hard. You know, I'm one who's got very little to say. As we sit here now in the fourth end, we've got Cathy is hitting Cheryl's Red Rock, sitting in a 8-foot, and she's ultimately lying 2 here in a second. This is Kate Horn's second shot. She's the lead for Cathy Borst's team, and they're working it hard here. They're screaming loud, and she looks like she's close.
She's going to roll out of the house.
Yeah, she hit and didn't quite get enough of it and rolled right out. So it's going to give Cheryl an opportunity to hit and roll here behind that center Red Rock.
Well, we've got maybe just a bit of a update. We'll try and pick them up here for you just on the rest of the games. Hanfield from Beaumont is against Foster from Airdrie. I believe that's where they're at right now. And our official, oh, there, thanks Hazel, she just moved over. It's 2-1 for Foster now in their game. In the other draw, we've got Shannon Orsini against Wilborn from the south, pardon me, that was from.
She's from the Peace Country.
Yeah, and they're tied at 1 right now. And what's that, Renee Hanfield or that's Simone? Is that mom or no, that's the daughter that's in. That's the daughter. Renee Hanfield is up 3-1 right now against Cathy Sajoli out of Medicine Hat. So that's the only one that's you might say has got a little bit of an edge right now.
Yeah, those both those girls on sheet C, I guess would be the Renee Hanfield and Vicky Sajoli. They're both young curlers, and they're going to be around for a lot of years. And as we sit here now in the fourth end, the second from the Cathy Borst team, the Cathy Borst rink just hit and rolled out. So now it's going to give Cheryl Kullman an opportunity to try and draw around the center line guard with her second stone.
Brenda Boomer Cassidy, that's the new second for Cathy Borst team. She just replaced their other second, who moved out of the area and went to I think out there in that Wainwright Lloydminster area.
Actually, Cathy's second curled for Deb Santos last year when they were at Provincials down in Medicine Hat. Yeah, she was.
So she got lots of experience too.
Yeah, she's very experienced. Looks like a great shot. She's just a little deep with her rock. She wished she would have stopped in front of the tee line, but that's not a bad shot. She's completely buried now.
Yeah. Then Cathy got last rock. I think she's going to come. Looks like she's going to come around and put it down on top of it.
Yeah, she's looking at it. Either that or maybe the run back. I think maybe.
Yeah, she's going to try the double.
Yeah,
she's going to try the double. Joining us now with our as our third man on our broadcast team is Dave Slachinsky. He had to run out and get a few refreshments for us to make sure that we didn't have parched throats here when we're talking about the draw. The ice running pretty true, eh, Dave?
Oh yeah, it looks like it's really running good tonight.
Dave's better known as Vic Router to a lot of curling fans out there.
No, I ask all the smart questions.
And Cathy looks, she was close to the run back there, but she hit and just rolled over. She's got a corner guard now.
Today's broadcast is brought to you by the West Winds Black Gold Wildcard Enterprises, some guys I know very well, Plaza Liquor Store, and Sunshine Ford and Mercury. They're making contributions to the Drayton Valley Curling Club, and also a big thank you to Videotron are out here again. They like Drayton Valley. They seem to think that that the curling sport here is a good one, so they like to come in and allow us to use all their cameras and their microphones, and looks like we'll end up with another good draw. It's a tight one, eh, Dave?
Boy, that's a nice guard, Bruce. They wanted it to be tight. Marine's had a little bit of a rough go this game so far. She in the first end she was flashed one. Hopefully she'll come up with a good shot here to get them out of the end here now.
Yeah, coming around, or is she going to try and double them off?
I think she's trying to run back again, Bruce. I think maybe with Marine she may have just had a few opening game jitters, and I'm sure as the game progresses you'll see these guys calm down and get into their regular good curling habits.
Looks like the weight she's throwing, she's just coming up to it.
Yeah, I think you're right, Dave. She's just going to try and sit on top of that red one back in the back of the forefoot.
And it looks good too. They're holding off till the end, but it looks real good. Oh, she's back into the good books again right now.
TV shot, TV shot.
Yeah, that's all it takes is one good shot from your third and makes the skip's life a whole bunch easier.
If you happen to be watching this broadcast right now, we're on a tape delay, and we'd like you to come on down here anytime during the next week's time. Well, actually Sunday evening, so we got actually 6 days of action. Tomorrow being, today being Tuesday, on the opening ceremony is the first draw off. It's Wednesday, we have draws at 2 and 7 p.m. Thursday, we have draws at 10 a.m. and 3 p.m. Then we break for the banquet that night. Friday, we come back at 2 and 7 p.m. And then we have tiebreakers on Saturday. And then we have the semifinal Saturday night. And we have the provincial finals for all the marbles at 1 o'clock on Sunday. So did she leave it a little short of that one?
Yeah, I don't think she got in for shot, but that's not a bad shot. Where's she sitting there, Dave?
Yeah, that should be a good one. There, I think what she's trying to do maybe is to hold Cathy to one, and then I think she feels that she gets a hammer back, and that puts her into control again.
Well, Maureen, she's doing. It looks like she wants her to come down and just sort of lay up against it, and then maybe she can try and spill it out with another shot.
Yeah, I think she's just gonna maybe try and corner freeze it, and like I say, play for the next shot. Dave's just gonna try and get a time on this, so we'll get an idea exactly how quick the ice is here. It looks like it is fairly quick, though.
Well, the stands are full. A lot of red shirts for volunteers, but the stands are full of a lot of spectators. So we're hoping for crowds like this all week long. There's extra room downstairs as well as out here in the ice. So get on down here and watch lots of curling at the curling club here for this Scott Tournament of Hearts.
I think Cathy, with that shot there, she's just going to try and take her one and get out of this end. And when you get too many red rocks in the forefoot, and sometimes you just say, okay, we'll take our one and we'll go to the next end.
Yeah, she's going to have to be kind of careful. Cheryl is, she's looking at maybe trying to run back on that red one onto her own red, and I don't know, it might be kind of a dangerous shot. If she made it, it'd be a great shot, but have to wait and see here. They're really discussing this one. I believe Cheryl Kullman, she was at the Canadian Scott Tournament of Hearts. I believe it was 3 years ago that she represented Alberta and did a fine job there. She used to be, for some people, the name Kullman might throw you off. Her name when she went to the Tournament of Hearts before was Cheryl Bernard. And since then she's been married and her name is Cheryl Kullman.
Yeah, Cheryl, she's one of the favorites to win here. She's really tough. She was here in the Fall Classic and just put on a real show and lost 2 qualifiers last rock. But I tell you, she's going to be in the final, as I'm picking her to be one of the finalists. How about yourself, Ross?
Yeah, I think she'd like to be in the top 4 and be around on Saturday. Looks like she's still playing that tap back. She's calling them off, so she must be close. Well, she's just a little bit wide there. But not a bad shot again. She's in for third shot, so Cathy's going to have to be real careful here. If they ever get that yellow one out, Cathy's in big trouble.
Yeah, Cathy's she's not sure what to do here right now. I tell you, it gets tough when you're in that situation. It's a lucky thing she has hammer. That's one good point. But anything can happen.
Yeah, she's gonna have to be real careful with this shot. She may just try and play for her one here, because she happened to if that yellow one was ever out of there, she could be in a lot of trouble. Some of the viewers will see the big time clocks we have on top of the scoreboards. The teams are all allowed 73 minutes. They have 73 minutes on their time clock to start the game, and then they have 2 1-minute timeouts. If they run out of time before the 10 ends is over, they automatically lose the game. So these girls, they play quick. They don't sit in the hack and monkey around. They're into the hack and out right away, because they've got to be careful about that time clock.
Oh yeah, and the time clocks, that was a great thing they brought in, because sometimes you used to get teams playing for 3-4 hours a game, and it's just not right, and it can throw the other team off. And so this way everyone's on a same even playing field. You got so much time and you got to be done.
Yeah, what they're doing here at the Tournament Hearts is they're going to give them the first 2 games. If they run out of time, they're not going to be disqualified or lose a game. They're going to give them 2 games to get used to the clocks. When the 3rd draw starts, that's when their time clocks, if they do run out of time, they'll automatically lose the game. So they do have a little chance here to practice on the times.
Cathy's just putting a guard on this one, and like I say, she's going to try and get out of this end with a 1-1 tie. And looks like she's got a good one coming here. She got to make sure she gets over in front of that one, so she don't give Kullman a shot. And
yeah, that's not a bad shot. I don't know what Cheryl's going to do now. I think Cathy's just playing to get her one here. Get out of this end and regroup and get back at it in the 5th end.
Do you think she's got a hole there, Bruce? It's a little hard for us to see here. We're not right behind the sheet, but it looks like she might have a hole there, but I don't know.
Yeah, it looks like she might be able to come through there. She's looking at it right now. She's got all her red rocks in play there, so it shouldn't make a whole lot of difference. If she comes down and moves them, she's not going to do herself any damage, I don't think.
No, I don't think she can hurt herself here with this shot.
Yeah, she's looking over any other updates over there on the other. Nothing really happening yet.
On sheet A, we still have, I believe, Foster is still in front of, or I believe Hanfield is still in front of Foster 3-2 after
3 ends.
3 ends of play there. And on sheet B, it's still a 1-1 tie between Orsini and Wilburn.
Maybe you guys could, while we're waiting for Kullman to make up her mind on this, maybe you could explain a little bit about these time clocks and just how it is that we didn't play this in the Fall Classic and whatnot.
Yeah, we had given the viewers a little
update on that?
We gave them a little update on exactly why they're using this, stuff like that, and how much time they've got.
Right at the completion of this end, we're going to pause for a minute. We're going to move one camera there. We're in an official's way, and the official can't see a certain spot. So we, at the completion of this end, we'll break for a few minutes just to move the camera over.
So what's she going to play here, Dave? Did you get the call on this one?
No, I didn't, Ross. Looks like she might be trying to come in there with the in-turn and with just about back ring weight and maybe bump it off the forefoot.
Yeah, she's definitely throwing enough weight to move something here. They're off. She's not sweeping it, so she's... They haven't made a broom through it. Oh, now they're calling for it.
Oh, she didn't do anything really to change the...
I think she's just gonna. She's now forced Cathy to. I think Cathy's gonna have to make an unbelievable shot here to get her 2.
Well, she's got an opening. I think she can come through that port and maybe catch. All she has to do is be full four, and she'll be okay.
And this might be a good shot to get a time on the rocks here and see what kind of speed we are getting. I know at on the second end we were running 24.5. To the tee line without much sweeping, so the ice is just the way the curlers like it, just the speed they want it, not too fast, not too slow.
And it seems to be lots of good movement in it. They can bury rocks and stuff like that, so that's kind of nice to see. There's lots of good movement in the ice. Nothing worse than straight ice and trying to come around a rock.
Cathy likes her situation right now. She's drawn for 2, and she's got a little bit of a port, and she can't really hurt anything here.
No, can't do herself a lot of damage, that's for sure. Yeah, line's tight and looks a little like she's a little light. Yeah. She said whoa, and her sweepers are going, they know it's light, so that's why they kept on it.
Yeah, it's so important your sweepers can judge the weight.
Yeah, no.
They've swept that all the way.
She didn't do a lot of damage. She's tied 1-1 after 4. Well, we're going to break for a second. We're going to just move the camera over so the official can have their opportunity to see the whole play, and we'll pick it back up here early into the 5th end. And we're on. Well, we got a little bit more junk in the house here. We got the camera moved over so the official can see what he can see. And as it is, the house kind of junked up in Borst's favor.
I believe Cathy's laying 2 on Cheryl right at the moment. We're down to, I guess, Cathy's second rock.
Yeah, that's what makes this game so great, though, is all of a sudden if Kullman comes up with a perfect hit and roll, then it's in her favor because she's got all kinds of garbage up and the 4-foot's still open, so she makes a good shot here.
Yeah, she got a piece of it. Yeah.
No, she didn't get enough. Uh-oh, now she's in trouble because she just pushed that one right behind cover. I think Cathy's laying 2, pretty much buried both of them.
Good thing she's got the hammer.
Yeah, the only problem is that 4-foot's getting smaller and smaller here all the time, getting a little clogged up in that front.
Yeah, that's right. No Skip likes to see it, and he likes to have that 4-foot coming from edge of 4-foot into the 4-foot, not coming down the center line to try and get to it because...
Yeah, maybe for the viewers, Dave, you can just explain when you have hammer what your kind of strategy might be, and when you don't have the hammer, what your strategy is.
Well, when you have the hammer, you try and... if you're down points or something, or if you try and throw up a corner guard and try and get 2. You always try and get 2 with when you have the hammer, and when you don't have, that's not the time to be gambling. Any time you gamble is usually when you have the hammer.
I think normally when you don't have the hammer, you try and clog up that front area and see if you can seal off that 4-foot and get one buried in there, eh?
That's a little deeper than what Cathy Borst wanted, eh? Now Kullman come down, smack it, and get a little roll, and advantage Kullman.
Oh yeah, with this free guard system, like anything can happen down the road. I've been in lots of games where I've been laying 3, and all of a sudden there's 3 rocks to come, and boom, it turns right around, and you're laying 2 all of a sudden. So any team who gets down on themselves, or the front end get down on themselves because the other team's laying 3, just make one great shot, and you're back in it.
I see all the times are running pretty close to equal. I see this sheet D is 43 minutes apiece, and sheet C 43 and 45. The other one's 43 and 46, 44 and 46. So they've got some time limits they got to play under. 73 minutes it was apiece. 73
minutes on the time clock plus 2 1-minute timeouts. I don't think you'll see that Cathy and Cheryl will have any problem with this. They've both been to the national level where they have played under clocks before, so I don't think either one of these two are going to have any problems with the clocks. Might be some of the newcomers to the provincial scene here. They may not have played under clocks before, and it might be a little bit tough for them.
We have a clock in our regular league. It just rings at 8:30 at night. That means you get your butt off the ice before 9 o'clock, so there's people that, but that's the game of curling. Sometimes it goes to extremes on and we found that in the Fall Classic where some of those 10-end games we had were going 3.5 hours, which is pretty hard, but we don't have the clocks to time those guys, so you have to make sure that the time is there to let them complete their games.
Yeah, that's for sure. I can distinctly remember being down at the rink at 4 o'clock in the morning watching the finishing off a couple of years ago, and I think Bruce was out there too. He can attest to that.
Yeah, I lost too. But it's a game where within the time limits now they have to meet them, and if the time runs out, you lose the game regardless what the score is.
Yeah, the game is lost automatically. As I explained earlier, they're going to let them have 2 games here. The first 2 draws, the teams are not going to lose the game if they run out of time. They're simply going to use these 2 games to let them gauge themselves and get used to it. By the 3rd draw, then they start losing the game if they run out of time.
Oh well, I guess that some that aren't used to the clocks a lot and whatnot. But
well, I'm going to have to sneak off here, gentlemen. I have to go to my paying job now. I've got to go out and help Ron clean the ice here. So I'll be back in a few minutes here. We're going to do a 5th end break and clean the ice there, so I'll be back in a bit.
Okay, Dave and I'll continue here to make sure that we keep people abreast of what's happening.
Yeah, Ross Foster, one of our co-hosts, he's one of them. Is manager of the club and oversees on the ice making and that, and he's been our head ice maker for the last 5 years and does a hell of a job, and we're lucky to have him, and he's helping out with commentating tonight, and now, like I say, he's going over on the 5th end break. They have a 5-minute break, they clean the ice, they talk with their coaches, and then they go back on.
Yeah, we're fortunate to have a guy that loves the game of curling as much as Ross does, and it's a situation. Ron Cutting's been with us now for 2 years, and it looks like the rink can keep the cat caliber of guys around here. We'll keep getting this caliber of curling, like provincial playdowns. Maybe we can shoot for some Canadian playdowns. You know, maybe mixed or some other thing. Probably the club's not big enough to hold anything like Canadian men's or ladies, because you need arena ice for that, eh, Dave?
Yeah, that's right. You have to have an arena, but who knows? We got a pretty nice arena over here, and but as of now, we probably have one of the top curling rinks in Alberta, and that's why we do attract a provincial tournament like this. The people who look after the provincials and that, they see that and what kind of ice we have here, and that's why we get something like this, and you'll see that with all the help and that we'll do a fine job for this one.
Yeah, the volunteers are doing their donors to make sure everybody's happy. Here comes Kullman's first rock in the 5th here. She's going to hit and roll out. Well, Cathy Borst now can turn around and throw a little another one, maybe top of the house. Do you think, Dave?
Boy, I think that would be the shot to play.
And only just leave her maybe that tap back raise to try and get one.
Yeah, I mean,
it looks like she's pointing to come around.
She could do that. You know, the chance is probably she'll leave her half a rock open. But if she ever got one in the front 12 foot there, Kullman would have a heck of a shot to try and get one. You know, I think she'll be happy if she does stop short.
Yep, just put it in the biter. Again, I want to mention anybody that's watching our first draw here today that this is Tuesday evening first draw. We want everybody to come on down, watch the festivities and the curling throughout the whole week. Draws run Wednesday at 2 and 7 p.m. and Thursday at 10 a.m. and 3 p.m. We break for the banquet that night. Friday at 2 and 7 p.m. again, and then Saturday we have the tiebreakers. And semifinals go at 7 that night, and the Sunday is a provincial final at 1 o'clock. We're going to have lots of great food down here. Ross has been checking with all the different girls, the cooks, and sampling all the soups and stuff they make. And so if Ross likes it, you can rest assured it's good grub.
Oh, yeah, that Ross, he's not only an ice maker, but he's an eater, too.
He likes his food. Here comes the last rock of Cathy Borst. She, they say no line. She wants to leave it top of the house. Yeah, it looks like she's going to put it, doesn't want to get it too deep, so I think she did too, Dave. She put it in just a touch bit too deep.
Yeah, just a little too deep. She give Cathy a shot where she can throw almost the same shots she threw last time and get her one.
Kullman, yeah.
Yeah, Kullman.
Sure. Yeah, because if she make a nose hit with a little roll, she's got that single, and the last rock goes back to Borst, and we got a very, very tight game.
Yeah, I don't think she'll be throwing too much weight at this. She
No, the
can't
last one she
afford to
rolled
miss
out,
this one. I got a time on that one, Bruce, and it's just
23.9.
just about 24 seconds to the front of the 8 foot, and they never even swept it. So that's telling you it's 25 seconds plus.
Yeah, she just told him that it was to the boards. Yeah, she got the roll, got the single.
Did she get one, Bruce?
Yeah, I think so, yeah. Rolled in there for the single. Yeah, so it's one for Kullman after 5. Cheryl Kullman used to be Cheryl Bernard, was a provincial champion at one time. And last year, I believe, she played Cathy Borst, I think, 3 times or 4 times in that page system that they had. And as it turned out, I think Kullman beat Cathy Borst 3 out of the 4 times, and it got back down to the final. And Cathy Borst beat her in the final game to represent Alberta. So these girls have had some tremendous battles over the years. I mean, big battles, I would imagine.
Oh yeah, these 2 teams are going to be the 2 tough teams in this.
We've got over on sheet 1 the game between Hanfield and Foster. Okay, we're back here. Well, Borst team has been really curling well in this end, and Kullman's hasn't had quite the luck. So Borst lane 3, a little deep with that last shot, and this is the 3rd for Kullman's rink. She's trying to maybe double out. Looks close. Yeah. Yeah, Borst looks like she's still lane 2.
That might be the Cat's advantage now. It's kind of right behind cover, that one.
Yeah, looks like she's counting 2, doesn't it, Ross?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she's lane 2 on her. And gonna look to draw in for 3 here.
Boy, she makes a good come around here. Cathy's going to be looking real good at picking up at 2, maybe 3 here.
Yeah, that's kind of an end that breaks the game wide open, especially a tight game like this. It's been all 1-1-1 and a lot of blank ends so far.
Well, Mrs. Brown is about to throw her rock.
Yeah, I think they nickname her Mo.
Mo?
Yeah, her name is Maureen Brown. They nickname her Mo.
Is that right? Mo throws some pretty fine rocks.
Not bad at all.
Looks a little light. I don't think
is.
they're going to get this one to the house. And
Yeah, she's way light. She's just over the hog line.
Whew.
Just made her
Put
up.
the curse on Mo there. Maureen didn't make it. Oh, that's a little bit of a.
It's a little bit of a break there for Cheryl now. If she can get a good shot here, she can come in and be laying 1 and maybe get out of this end.
Yeah, because the Borst rock is just behind the tee line, so it's a little something to freeze down to. Karen Roos, that's the 3rd for Kullman rink. They've been playing together for quite some time. Is this the same team that was in the provincials last year too, Ross? You were down there in Medicine Hat and watched it.
Yeah, this is the same team they had, you bet. They played real well down there. They did not lose 1 game until they lost to Cathy Borst in the final of the provincial. That was the only game that she lost. I think that's maybe why we've gone from the modified page system to the round robin system now.
She looks like she's a little light too.
Yeah, it looks like
yeah, she looks
way
light.
late here. They're sweeping all they can get. What they need is to get that one right as tight as they can. Maybe use it for a bump back possibly. They're working on it. Well, she's just the top of the house. Yeah, it might come into play yet.
That'll be something that they're going to maybe use to their advantage before the end of the game, or the end of this end, I mean.
What'd that one run there, Dave? You were timing it, or did you get a good time off
Well, I got a time on that at 24 seconds to the front of the house, so the ice has got to be fast. Not as fast as she would have liked it on that shot, because I'm sure she would like to come back to that one.
Yeah, if she had about another 5 or 6 feet away, she'd have been completely buried and sitting right on top of Cathy. So that was about 5 feet shy.
Well, after the first 5 ends of play, the president of the curling club, Larry Pazlowski, thanks Larry, just dropped off some stats. The Kullman rink, the lead, Judy Pendergast was 57%, Barb Sherrington was 68%, Karen Roos 75%, Cheryl Kullman 63%, her team total is 66%. Here comes, oh, she's racked, guys.
Yeah, I think I don't know if she caught something there or what happened there, but she racked all over that guard. She wasn't even close getting around that one, Dave.
No, it seemed actually a little bit heavy too. I'm not sure what was Cathy playing there. Did you know, Ross?
Yeah, she was just playing around that corner guard. She was just trying to come right around it to lay 3, and Maureen, she hit more than half that rock, and she looked like she might have been a little bit heavy. I thought she was going to be right through the house the way she was throwing her.
Yeah.
The Borst team after 5 ends, Kate Horn the lead, 63%. Brenda Boomer Cassidy, 63%. Maureen Brown, 57%. And Cathy Borst, 53%. So a team total of 59. That's really not what you call great shooting for this caliber. But I guess first game jitters, maybe that caused a little bit of edge. They had some pretty tough shots to make. They were trying to be very precise on their guards and their come-arounds. So we'll give them the benefit of the doubt. And everybody forgets about statistics when somebody gets a 4-3 win, maybe.
Yeah, that's for sure. And like you said, Bruce, I think maybe it's just like a little bit of the opening draw jitters here. They're just feeling out the ice. I kind of predict that by the end of the week, you're going to see those percentages well up there.
Yeah, I think in the 70s, 80s. We've seen that in the Fall Classic when these same two teams were here playing. There was some tremendous shot making made.
Yeah, we had both the Kullman, the Borst, and the Orsini rink that are here now. They were at our Fall Classic, so they're quite used to the building and the ice here. They're really pounding this one right now. She must be close.
She's going to raise this one straight back in the ring.
I think she's got a good-looking shot. Oh, I think it's a dandy.
A pistol, as they say.
What a shot.
Unbelievable.
What a shot.
Yep.
I think that'll bring the percentages up right there. That was a great shot by Cheryl.
You get a few pluses for that type of shot?
I think those scorekeepers up there better give her a 5 for that one, I think.
Yeah, they. I was watching some of the statisticians up here practicing before the tournament, and they were getting pretty precise on how they give it. And you don't get a bonus point unless it's a shot like that. And I tell you, that was a great
Did you score over 50, Dave, when they were doing you?
Well, actually, I was 54%.
Well, you were hot that night then. That's great. Yeah, all these volunteers, these statisticians, timers, they've all been down here over the last 3-4 weeks doing a lot of practice on just league games and stuff like that. They're taking their jobs very seriously, and it's good to see.
Yeah, it's good to see the sea of red, as they say it, with all the red shirts worn by all our volunteers, and the efforts put forward by our members of the curling club.
Yeah, you just don't pull an event off like this without a whole lot of volunteer help and stuff like that. It's pretty spectacular.
One thing that I notice that the officiating end of it, overall, there's the great numbers that have to do that. I guess because I started curling 39 years ago, to me it seems like it's almost an overkill compared to the officiating that we had for the Fall Classic when people are shooting for $10,000 and $20,000. We don't have the officiating, but when we get to these levels, the Alberta and the Curling Federation, the Canadian Curling Association, is it necessary to have these many officials?
Yeah, no, I guess it's one of those tough things. I've never curled at a provincial level, so I couldn't tell you how it would be. I know there's a lot of officials out here. I think there's 4 timers, 4 hogline judges, 4 guys on the ice. That makes 12. 4 statisticians, that would make 16, and then I believe we have 2 head officials running around. So I think there's 18 officials per draw out here. So that's a lot of people.
Yeah, I mean it's nice. I mean that way you're going to take away from any possibility of somebody kicking rocks, booting rocks. That's happens when you're curling and you can put them back. Mainly the hogline infractions where David. I know if we had officials for any time I played David, I'm sure we'd probably dust about 82% of his rock. He's only a 1.5 feet over the hogline, but
well, I beg to differ with you, Bruce. There, but I wish we would have some officials out here when I was throwing, so that it would clam you guys up about that. I know I'm close, but I'm good.
Boy, that was one that was really close.
Ones, yeah, there was some close ones.
I just saw the official, and they're just getting on their radios. Yep. I think they're gonna. There's gonna be some controversy here now.
Yep. Oh, the one on the other side didn't pick it up. The one on the other side didn't pick it up.
To pull a rock, you have to have both officials on the hogline. Both have to see the rock. You can't just go by one judge. It has to be both judges.
The one on the other side.
She may not have seen it, so they're conferring right now.
Yeah.
I wonder if one day they may come up with a laser light or something like that, possibly to take away any human error. Do you think that might come one day?
Well, I think it will. It's just like they have that your toe crosses the line in the when when you're bowling and you get that big beep sound. Eh?
Oh, here we have our first controversy here. There's a rock being pulled. They pulled the Cheryl Kullman rock, just as Dave predicted. They've pulled it, and they're replacing the rocks. So there's the first big break and the big controversy. I guess there you go about officials.
Yeah, the official over there on two sides. So what had actually happened is Cheryl Kullman's last rock. We were sitting here, all three of us are looking at it, and she actually was over the hog line when she released it. And the two officials, I thought the official on the far side had picked it up, and then I thought maybe she hadn't, but no, she had identified that she did see her go over. So two hog line officials picked up that she was over, and now they're actually putting the Borst rock back into play and removing the Kullman. So it's sort of a bad break, but that's what we just talked about. Those are the rules are.
Oh yeah, and it's good. It's in those situations, it's good to have officials. Like I remember back when we played at Fort McMurray in the Northern Playdowns, and Pat Ryan. They didn't have officials at the Northern Playdowns, and Pat Ryan would go over the hog line whenever there wasn't an official, and it would just be to throw other teams off. It wouldn't throw him off; it would throw the other teams. And now with these officials, it gets everybody in your town involved. Like it's all town people that are these officials, and I think it's good for the game. I really do.
Well, I guess, yeah, David, I've been curling for just about 40 years. You've been curling for just about 28 or 29, maybe 30 years, eh, Dave? And I guess that point, what I just said, is it an overkill? But I guess in that situation, no, we weren't. We actually, it was an infraction, and the infraction was taken care of, and now Borst is in a position where she can actually maybe get a deuce out of this.
I think she can only get one here. I think all she can do now is draw down onto her own, because I think Kullman's in the forefoot is breaking open.
Yeah, she's just drawn for one, and she.
Yeah, but that last rock of Cheryl's, it was pretty flagrant. Both Dave and I were sitting here watching, and we looked straight at each other because we could see she was over from our vantage point. So it was very flagrant.
Boy, this is going to be close. This is good. Let's see if the sweepers can work it. Looks like she might over curl here.
She might curl a little bit more too than she wants to.
Oh, yeah. I think they overswept it. They overswept it, but I think they had to for line though.
Yeah, to keep it there. Well, Kullman actually ended up picking up the single. With that, and she's just going to have to shorten that push out of the hack and keep her from going over the hog line.
Yeah, sometimes when you get on keen ice like this, boy, I tell you, it's tough to get yourself under control before you hit that hog line. That's where some of these teams that maybe haven't played on ice quite this keen have a little bit of a disadvantage.
Yeah.
Well, this again, this broadcast is brought to you by the friendly people at the Westman's Black Gold Motor.
Find your red, Rob.
Plaza Liquor Store, Sunshine Ford and Mercury Sales, and the Wildcard Enterprise Group. Or Wildcard Enterprise guys. Contributions to the Drayton Valley Curling Club, donations from these clubs, as well as all the efforts from Videotron. It's a big bonus for our club to have people supporting and continuing to support the game of curling here in Drayton Valley. Has a bit of a break, I guess, when you consider Kullman hogline infraction, had it moved, and Borst failed to capitalize and get that one back.
Yeah, it was a tough break because it was wide open draw to the forefoot, and they had to sweep for line, and that's all it took, was just a little bit too far.
Can we pick up any scores in the other games here, just to let you know? Looks pretty tight over there on sheet A and B, eh?
Yeah, it looks like Hanfield is up on Foster. Simone up 4-3, and Orsini is up 4-2 on Wilburn. Over on the Hanfield Jolly game, it's 4-3 for Hanfield.
So they all look like they're going to go to the 10th, unless something big happens.
Yeah, usually at this level, there's not too many blowouts. These girls are all pretty evenly matched, and any one of them could go on to the Canadians quite easily. It was kind of interesting. We just did the fifth end break there. I helped Ron clean the ice, and normally on league curling, you find lots of hairs and lots of straw laying all over the ice, but we did the fifth end break there, and there was nothing on that ice. Maybe the odd hair here and there, so that just shows you these guys are just a little bit better caliber and maybe a little bit better equipment than the average club curler has.
Well, we've got those, what you'd call those old horse brooms, the horse hair, hog hair. The guys and gals happen to clean their car off or maybe their back porch a little bit before they bring it down here. And those kind of things kind of happen. Oh, nice shot.
Yeah, this is a great shot by the lead for the Cheryl Kullman rink. She's right back on top of Borst Rock and just tap back. Great shot.
Yeah, it's tough when you get league curling and that, and with the horsehair brooms. You know, anything can happen with those hairs. If it ever catches one, it just throws off. Ross sitting beside me and myself, we were playing in the mixed northern playdowns, and I had an open hit to win a game, and 10 feet over the hog line, the rock goes straight sideways. And you just kind of...
There's not much worse feeling than watching your rock go straight sideways when you know you haven't got any, you can't do anything about it, but that's curling. Those are the breaks sometimes, and sometimes they go for you, sometimes they go against you, and that situation they went against us.
But, you know, with these synthetic brooms coming out instead of the horsehair, you see that Cathy Borst is using them, and there's a bunch of teams out here actually with the hammer brooms and whatever, and I know my team, we're all due for new brooms, and we're going to go to the hammer or the next, you know.
There's a performance broom. I know that's what Borst's team is in. I actually picked one up from Kate Horn. Her and her husband sell them. A very, very good broom. It cleans itself up fairly good. You can... it is a very good broom, and it swivels in a lot of different directions. So hopefully the price of them are a little pricey, anything that comes out new, but it comes back down that $50 range, and you can get probably 4 or 5 years out of it if you're even competitive. Where hell, we used to go through maybe 2 or 3 straw brooms on a big bonspiel way back when. That's when our hands were tougher, though.
That's when men were men, eh?
That's right. How much for a broom like that, Bruce?
Well, that performance broom we just picked up is $75 right now, and a hammer broom I think is in that $60 to $70 range as well. But again, they last you quite a while. Where an old straw broom, when we go back in the 60s and 70s, it was still 10 and 20 bucks a piece, and like we say, you could go through 2 or 3 of those a year quite easily.
Right now we've got Cheryl Kullman's laying one in the top of the forefoot, and I believe Cathy's got one in the back of the forefoot as well, and there's a center line guard, or just off center, and Cathy's just asking her second to come down to this one of Cheryl's sitting in the forefoot and see if they can get some action going here. She looks a little bit light. What do you say, Dave?
Yeah, it's a little light. Not much. Cathy can't afford to give up another rock here, another point.
Yeah,
you go down 4-1 after 7. That's tough. I mean,
that wasn't a great shot there by Cathy's second. That's sitting right on this. Yeah, that's sitting right on the center line, and I'd say that's more to Cheryl's advantage than anything. That center line's getting awful plugged up, and that one of Cheryl's is getting fairly well buried in there. They're going to need a stick of dynamite pretty quick to get it out of there.
Actually, Cathy is counting right now.
Oh, it's Cathy. She's counting in the back of the forefoot. Okay.
Cathy's rock is counting.
I can't see because Big Lau Wozniacki, he's sitting on the right on the hog line here, and he's impairing my vision. He's a fairly big lad, so he makes a big shadow. Put it that way.
Yeah, we have hog line people that are sitting right in our line of view. That's Neil Wozniacki. Lau was a football player.
Lau was a football. Sorry about that, Neil. Not quite as big as he was.
We don't take a back seat, but we are off to the side a little bit with our broadcast. Boy, these girls, they make sure that everybody knows what's happening. They are a little louder than us guys, wouldn't you say?
I think they're just a little shriller. Maybe it's not so much louder, just shriller.
No, I tell you what, they are expert sweepers. I mean, they just don't make too many real bad calls. And that's from playing together for years and years. You know how somebody delivers a rock, whether they chuck it inside a little bit or roll it, and they let the skip know exactly, you know, they say, no, weight's up, weight's down, and that's very critical. You want to know those type of things.
Okay, so right now Cathy is still laying one at the back of the forefoot. Cheryl's got the one in the top of the forefoot, and that yellow centerline guard is still sitting around there. Cheryl's trying to just peel that one off, but
come around the outside there. Looks like she's going to put another rock into play, try and get it so she can.
Yeah, she's coming around, trying to get to the forefoot. Put as many rocks of hers in play there, and see if you can't make a break for yourself. This is the last second rock of this end. She's a little bit stiff there, and I think she was a little bit wide on that shot. She went right through the house. I guess she was just trying to come around that red one on the other side of the center line there.
Yeah, and just upped her weight a little bit too much, and that was it. See the Hanfield girls, or Hanfield team there in the Peace Country. I've been watching their game a little bit, and they've been really playing quite good. Maybe a treat to watch that Friday last game against her mother. That would be a key game to watch.
Yeah, I know Renee from Leduc. We curled 2 years with her in the Super League there, and little controversy with our team. We went out and played them, and she beat us. And one of my players quit on me because, well, I don't know.
He was an older guy, though, wasn't he?
Oh, yeah. He's an older guy, but Renee, she throws a beautiful rock, and she's a competitor, and I wouldn't be surprised if she'd be in the playoffs in this thing, too.
Yeah, there's. I would imagine that either Renee or Simone will be around on Saturday as well when they get to the semis and stuff like that.
Oh, nice shot.
That was a great
Karen
shot.
Roos just threw as you say, a pistol down there, and she shot rock now, Dave?
No, I think Cathy still shot rock. But
Borst looks like she just want to maybe play that down in there and try and get some action off of a stone and try and get the deuce. Needs a deuce pretty bad here in the 7th.
Yeah, either deuce or at least get one here. She doesn't want to give up anymore because, like David said, you're down 3 after 7. Boy, it's going to be a tough old uphill battle to get back in this game.
I see over there on sheet B, Orsini had just picked up another one in the 7th, so they're up 5-2. They're 3 up after 7. That one might end a little early against Wilburn. Here comes.
They're just keeping this one clean. I think Cathy wants to just set this one in front of that one so they can maybe bump it up a little bit later to try and get her deuce.
Looks like she's tight, though.
Oh, she had a great shot. She just snuck by that guard, and she's sitting right in. That's exactly what she wanted, so that's a great shot.
Yeah, maybe even another foot in, and then that way it gives an opportunity to tap it out. Running pretty fast right now, Dave?
Yeah, the ice is running fast. I got a 24-3 to the front of the 8-foot there, and they were just keeping it clean. So, boy, I think if a guy swept one from hogline to hogline, you might get 26-second ice out here.
And this is what they're used to in most clubs, key clubs, is very quick ice. It gets very heavy. Then a lot of them with their styles nowadays really can't throw on the real heavy ice either, can they?
No, not the ladies like the guys. Guys, when they used to have the ice, it used to be before they pulled rocks, before draws and everything. Sometimes we used to play in the car spiels at the derrick, and God, you'd start out that ice, it'd be 18 seconds, and it'd take 4 ends before it ever got to 23 seconds.
Cheryl's just trying to do a little hit here, or rub. Oh, I think she had a great shot. She angled her own in there. I don't know, Dave, can you see if she shot yet?
I think Cathy still shot rock there.
Yeah, it's awful close there. Like I say, our vantage point is a little bit impaired here, so we can't quite see that 4-foot.
One thing about when, if a person does get down 1 or 2 in this game, right from the first end on, they've been both playing very offensive, and there's always rocks in play, and when there's rocks in play, there's always a chance of getting a couple or 3. So 1 or 2 points down, you could pick up a deuce and steal one, and that could change.
Well, at least you're giving yourself the chances. I mean, I watched a lot of the TSN and CBC curling draws, and been watching a lot of those, and they're all playing very offensive. I mean, you're going to give yourself chances that way, and if you don't do that, you go on the defense a lot. I know in our local team, I've watched Deb Van Ember, and really good shot making. They've really thrown some nice shots. Sometimes playing a little bit too defensive, and they don't give themselves the opportunity to score a 2 or 3 as many times as they're. These girls, they say, oh well, we didn't pick up that 3, and somebody stole one, and you say the heck with that end and go on to another one. But they've definitely got enough rocks in play to pick up more than the deuce. It's just a matter of rattling them around the right way.
Yeah, just getting the right break at the right time. Actually, I talked to the Cheryl Kullman rink just before they started this draw, and they'd said that their ice down at the Glencoe Club where they play out of isn't quite as keen as this. They said it was going to take them a few minutes to adjust, and I know they were out here for quite a while this afternoon practicing, just getting used to the ice and stuff like that. Because like I say, they're just not quite used to this quick ice.
Boy, and it's tough curling on quick ice too. Ours is good. Like, it's not as quick as it can get. I know, like, we went to the Northerns at the Avonare Club, and Cathy, she was there with Les Rogers, and we played, and I never seen such quick ice in my life. It was 27 seconds, and but we found it was nice to curl on, but some people can't get used to that, and in the Alberta Playdowns last year, some of the teams from the Peace Country came down, and it took them the first game before they were used to it.
Well, again, make sure that when you get yourself down here to watch this Scott Tournament of Hearts this week, to come down here with the opportunity to watch some great curling. We've got a lineup of some girls got the kitchen open here, so you can grab a lot of great grub, soups and sandwiches and specials and you name it. So make sure you're down here to pick up any of the games, and I'll run through those game times again here in the next end or so.
There's a lot of rocks moved there, Dave. Can you see yet what happened?
Yeah, now Kullman is shot rock.
Can you see any of that yellow one of hers, and maybe catch it on the angle?
She shot one right now, and then third shot. Cathy's second shot, and he's got a tough shot here. She's got to try and angle hers onto Kullman's rock.
Well, if anybody can do it, this lady can likely do it. She was one rock away from being the Canadian champion last year. She lost to Connie Lalberty of Manitoba and on last rock in the final. So, like I say, if anybody can make this shot, Cathy can.
Snow White, that's what they nicknamed her there. She, with the dark hair and the blue eyes, and they went through a horrendous playoff to get to the final. They beat Sandra Peterson, didn't they, before they played in the final?
Yeah, they had to beat Sandra in the semis to get to the finals, I believe.
I heard Sandra Peterson didn't get out of Saskatchewan this year. I'm not sure who came out about there this year.
A gal by the name of Sirich. I think that Gary Sirich that plays a lot of times in the World Curling Tour, his wife, I think, was the one that come out of there.
It's tough to stay on top of the heap, as you would say, for a great deal of time, because there's a lot of teams that are gunning for you all the time, and maybe Sandra Peterson just feels a little bit more pressure. Oh, there was a wide open flash.
Just threw it out there and it stayed there. She upped her weight a bit, and then nothing happened.
Well, she had to hit that one on the very edge, so she just missed making the shot. You know, you can't afford to come in and hit it dead on.
She just had to get, in other words, about 20% of the rock, if that, or 15% in order to drive it over.
Yeah, she just wanted to catch just the outside edge, and she broomed herself for that and just barely missed it.
Up the weight a touch, and it didn't come in.
Yeah, well, curling on this. Sorry, Bruce. Curling on this ice all year long, it's great ice, but you don't dare get the rock going out at all, or you pay for it. Even on a draw rock, if you get it going out at all, it won't come back for you. But if you throw a perfect rock, and these ladies, a lot of them throw a really pure rock, it's fine, but don't dare get it going out.
Meaning going out, like Dave means when you come down, and if you happen to just throw it outside the broom. In other words, letting it go through. We just sort of deliver it, and with it just push it out away from the broom a little bit, and like you said, it just won't come back up with up weight.
Oh yeah, the pure curlers, they absolutely love this kind of ice, because the other teams that don't throw quite as good a rock, they struggle trying to throw like, and the pure curlers, they can make that come around where the others can't.
Two more rocks in this end, and completion of this end, we'll take another little break. And from there we'll go to the start of the next end, which will be the this is the completion of the seventh end, guy. Yeah, we'll pick it up on the third rocks and the 8 after one more shot.
What happened there? Did Cheryl come right in?
Yeah, she came into the 8 foot in front of her own rock there. Good shot. Good shot. It's going to be tough for Cathy to score here now.
Well, she's really looking at it. So it must be a real tight one there, that she figures that she can drive that one on the angle. Maybe take 2 or 3 out.
I'm not sure. It's hard to see from our point of view right here, Bruce.
Well, I think she's going to give up 1 if she doesn't make the. She's going to try the raise. Yeah,
just looking over some scores here, Bruce, on the other sheets. Looks like Simone Hanfield picked up 3 in the 7th end with the hammer, and she's up 7-3 on Foster from Airdrie. And on sheet B, Orsini in the 7th picked up 1. She's up 5-2. Then going to the Hanfield and Jolly game. Jolly's is down 5-3 after 7. So some.
Yeah. So they're just sort of widening their leads a little bit. And if Cathy Borst doesn't make a shot here, her lead is going to be widened. I mean, her Kullman's going to widen her lead.
Yeah, it'll be 4-1, and Cathy will really have to make sure she gets 2 back.
Yep.
But like I said, with all the rocks in play in all these ends, you know, if you get a break your way, it's not hard to get 3 back.
Nope. Well, she's going back there to chuck it. I guess she feels that she can get a corner of it, of that one on the top of the 8-foot, and try and double out a couple. I'm going to get Ross to just walk around the side here and just to double check things for us. It's sort of hard to. Yeah, the red's laying 1 right now, and she's going to try a double. She's going to have to catch just the top of that yellow on the top of the 8-foot, eh, Dave?
Yeah, looks like that. She's not shy on weight here, and they're not sweeping it yet, but
they're not sweeping it, so she might give up another one here.
Oh, looks like she give the red 3.
Well, I kind of think that kind of puts the cap around. That's 3 for Kullman, but she had to try that. It was pretty tough to give up another one, and she tried a tougher shot than that she wanted to try, and so Kullman 3, and in that end, it kind of puts it. We'll come back about the 3rd rocks of the 8th end here, and give you an opportunity to see if Borst can pick up a couple, get back in it a bit. Yeah, that's keeping the old house pretty clean. Going to eliminate Cathy from getting more than maybe a deuce. They're playing it open enough that I think the Kullman rink has a big edge.
Yeah, what happened in this end here was Kate Horn's first rock slid into the house, and that allowed Cheryl Kullman to start hitting automatically. It took away that free guard rule from him because of how rock was in the house and they were able to hit it. So that's why there's not much in play here. If Kate could have kept that one in front of the ring, so there may have been a few more rocks in play. Cathy's just trying to come around that one red corner guard that's out there and try and get something going here. She could get one buried. Never know. You might get 1, 2, possibly 3. She slipped back to the back of the 12-foot, so that's going to allow Cheryl to come down and just tap it out.
Yeah, she's got room to get by and make a bit of a peel on it.
To update some of the other games now, playing in the 8th end right now. Simone Hanfield, I should say, is up on the Foster rink from the Peace Country. I can't quite see it. Jackie Greening is standing right in the line of view here. Maybe we'll go to the next sheet. No, I can't tell you that one because they're standing
they're on the scoreboard.
Hey, there's one. Sheet C. We can tell you that Sajali and Renee Hanfield are tied up at 5-5, and they're playing now in the 9th end right at the moment.
Yeah, and Kullman is ready to play the come around and tap out that Cathy Borst rock in the back of the rings. Very smooth delivery. Oh, there she is, close to the old hog line again.
I think she's real close again. I think you may see another rock being pulled here.
I guess the hogline officials thought that it was maybe he'd maybe released it before she got there.
Yeah, she's getting real close to it. She may have released that one. It wasn't quite as flagrant as maybe that one that they pulled on her in the 6th end, but she's awful close to that hogline, especially when she's doing her throwing a takeout. That's when she seems to get real close.
Yeah, a little more drive up the hack and letting it go. Oh yeah, the Orsini is up 5-2 right now, and they're playing in the 9th end. And our game, feature game, 6-1, Cheryl Kullman. Cathy Borst trying to come around the corner guard, trying to get one in there and get a deuce back. No, she's
laid her broom to this one. She looks like she's a little warm and she's
outside,
a little wide here.
a little wide.
Weight looks not bad. I think she's going to slip behind that tee line though.
It's going to be wide open for Mrs. Kullman to. Well,
really watch this delivery here. We're going to watch her to see how close she does get to that hog line.
Yeah, Cathy Borst. I just noticed she was smiling pretty heavy there. She like coming down to see Maureen. Like, man, I had good weight, but I laid it way out there. Eh?
That's one nice thing about Cathy. She's a great lady. Win or lose, she's always got a smile on her face and real competitive. But like I say, she's a true sportsman and just a credit to the game.
She doesn't get upset like Larry Pazlowski, you mean?
No, she doesn't jingle her change in her pocket quite like Larry does either.
Larry's one of our officials this weekend, and as president, he's putting in his due time. I think he took the whole week off.
Yeah, there's actually a lot of the volunteers that have taken time off their jobs to help out with this event. So again, that just shows you the amount of work and heart that this club has to put on an event like this.
Yeah. Speaking of the president, he's coming down to give us some more update on some more statistics, which will be kind of good for our broadcast.
Thanks a lot, Larry.
Oh yeah, here we go. Some more percentages. I'll run through them really quickly for you here. On the Kullman rink, Judy Pendergast at 66%, Barb Sherrington 59%, Karen Roos 73%. That was sort of bit. She's been shooting quite good. And Cheryl Kullman at 61%, a team total of 65%. Cathy Borst team, Kate Horn 61%, Brenda Boomer Cassidy 59%, Maureen Brown at 55%, and Cathy Borst 38%. Not too proud of that, but
well,
like you say, she got a smile.
She had some very tough shots. That one end, she was looking at 2 or 3 against her, and she had some very tough shots to make.
Well, she won't be representing Alberta unless she picks it up a bit, that's for sure, because you're probably going to have to be curling in the mid-70s to low 90s in order to finish off the as provincial champion. Eh?
Looks like Cheryl Kullman, she's going to try and play everything clean here and hopefully only give Cathy 2, 3 at the most, and then she'll be in control on the way home.
Yeah, that last end, the 8th end was blank. Cathy just threw her rock through the house because Cheryl rolled out with her hit, and so Cathy was able to just throw a rock through a blanket and keep the hammer and see if she can't get something going here in the 9th end. This is where it's very important to have that lead that can throw a rock between the hog line and the top of the house, so you can capitalize on that free guard zone. Doesn't do you any good if it slips into the house. All of a sudden, there's no free guard left, and it's wide open hits from there on in.
Yeah, see Cheryl, she's not even going to worry about that rock. Sometimes guys will come down and just try and punch it over to the boards, just close to the boards, but Cheryl, she's happy just to throw it through and then start running them from here in.
Yeah, she won't be too heartbroken if she gives up 2 here. She's not even worried about that. She'd love nothing better than get that hammer back and be 3 up coming home.
Oh, the nice shot over there on sheet A. Was noticing the Foster rink had just come down and made a heck of a fine shot there. I think they maybe picked up 2 or 3. They may have closed the gap on that. So Hanfield was up on them 7-3, and they maybe closed that down by at least 2 or 3 points. So they might be about a 7-6 or 7-5 game.
Yeah, it looked like they got about 2, I think, Bruce. Looks like they might be measuring over there. But I think they got 2 for sure, so that makes that one a tighter game.
Yeah, well, see, they're Wilborn from the Peace Country come back and got 2 in the 9th against Orsini, so that's narrowed that down to 5-4. Another very close one. So Orsini's got last rock in the 10th, got the hammer 1 up. That's just exactly where you want to be, right?
Well, there's lots of discussion. Do you want to be 1 up with the hammer, or 1 up without the hammer, or 1 down with the hammer? There's lots of discussion about that. So, me, I like to be about 6 or 7 up, and with the teams that I usually curl with, we need to be 6 or 7 up, so the other team can only get 8 and only lose by 2.
I hope your team isn't listening to that there, Ross.
Yeah, another close game coming here. I see that Jolly just picked up 2 in the 8th, and she's tied up with Renee Hanfield. So another close one there, and she's laying 1 or 2 right now, the red one.
Yeah, the action's going to be like this all week long, and so to make sure you don't miss any of it, we'll be playing this tape a few times this week just to ensure you to get down and watch some of this great curling. Wednesday, 2 and 7 o'clock draws. Thursday, 10 in the morning and 3 in the afternoon. We break for the banquet that night, and then 2 and 7 on Friday. Passes for the whole weekend are $20, $3 for each game, or $5 for the day. You can come in here and pick up some hot soup and sandwich from the girls. Sliders Lounge is open. Hospitality is great, and it's a can't-miss position. It's too darn cold outside to go skidooing or tobogganing, so you might as well come down to the Drayton Valley Curling Club.
Yeah, Drayton Valley can be pretty proud of the facility they have. They've got one of the nicest facilities in Alberta. So, and I know that the curlers, they've reiterated that. They've all talked about this facility and said it's one of the nicest they've curled in and stuff. So, Drayton Valley's got something to be awful proud about.
The boxing area, the gymnasium area in the lower part, you fix that all up. I see set that aside just strictly for the curlers. They got their own little dressing rooms and stuff like that. So the little extras that we add to it, word gets around that Drayton Valley did another fine job of taking care of its curling fraternity and people from across Alberta.
Well, we're now down to the last second rock there for Cathy, and they're just trying to get up some corners, but she slipped right into the house here. Not quite what they wanted. They wanted to get another corner guard if they could, but that was going to allow Cheryl to hit it and put the play into the house.
Looking on the time clocks along here, it looks like some of the newer teams are
doing
like
pretty good with the
Wilburn. They're
time.
doing really well. They're in the 10th end, and they still got 20 minutes left. Cathy Borst is in the 9th end and only got 12 minutes left.
Yeah.
So
right.
I think they knew they had to come into here and play it fairly quickly, so they might a little bit overkill, and well, that's good.
Yeah, they'll get used to those clocks as the week goes on. They'll get more and more used to it all the time, and just something you got to be looking over your shoulder all the time. But some of these ones, like the veterans here, like Cheryl Kullman and Cathy Borst, who play with them, they know exactly how much time they can take, and so they may run their clock down fairly low, but
fairly tight, as you say.
yeah,
Eh?
but they know what the time limit is, and I don't think you're going to see anybody here run out of time. 73 minutes, that's plenty of time to play a game in.
Oh yeah, I went to the Alberta Playdowns last year in Edmonton at the Avonare, and the guys were finishing their games in 2 hours and 20 minutes, 10 ends, and you know when you're playing this stiff a competition, there's a lot of tough shots to be called, but that's the way they're doing it, and it's good for the game. You know, spectators don't want to be sitting around for 3 or 4 hours watching, and
needless to say, the commentators don't want to be sitting out here for 3 hours either.
We've had a couple breaks this time, guys. I remember we did our very first broadcast on the Videotron. We actually did a 2-hour tape, and it was non-stop. I mean, we didn't have too many Pepsis in between, I'll tell you, because with two guys doing the broadcast and non-stop talk, it made it a little rough. So Mr. Haig has made a few adjustments, and we have a few breaks in between games, or between ends, and
yeah, but you got to announce a couple of those games with Larry Podlosky, didn't you? And by the time he got finished telling you about how many hairs his rocks got, or you know how their rocks weren't bending up and stuff, you know, it's easy to take up 2 hours talking.
That's true.
There was just a great shot by Cheryl Kullman's third. She did Karen Roos, yeah, she just came down and hit Cathy's and rolled in behind cover now, and so they're putting the pressure right back on Cathy. You can definitely tell that the Kullman rink is curled just a little bit better than the Borst rink here, and it sure shows up in the scoreboard.
Yeah, the percentages showing it after a total of 7 ends, it was 65% to 53% total team, and Cheryl Kullman was 61 to 38% for Cathy Borst. So the skips throwing their last rocks, that percentage indicates the score truly, because the score is a 5-point deficit for Kullman.
And there's a 12-point spread percentages, team total 65 for the Kullman rink, only 53 for the Borst rink. So Cathy and the girls, they're just struggling a little bit this game, and like I say, I'm pretty sure you're going to see it. They're going to pick it up here towards the middle to the latter part of the week.
Oh yeah, they're not saying uncle now. They're knowing that they got off on a tough start, and they're going to be coming out just twice as tough in their next game. You just watch.
Yeah, they're likely playing one of the tougher rinks here in the Kullman rink. They met them in the final last year, so Cathy pulled a tough team right off the bat.
Well, guys, why don't you we'll give this worthy prediction time right now. You're watching all these these teams out here right now. I want each of us, and I get to pick last because it was my idea. Who do you think's going to come out of this as the Alberta champion? Dave, you go first. You're at the far end of the table.
Well, I really figure that Cheryl Kullman is really strong. I watched her in the Fall Classic. I actually had her in the Calcutta, and she lost two qualifying games that she could have won. And she's a tough curler, and she's the one I'm going to pick in the final, and I'm going to pick her against Orsini. I watched Orsini also, and very tough.
You can't pick two. You can only pick one.
I'm picking those two in the final, and Kullman to win.
Okay, Ross, you going to go out on the limb and pick one for us?
Well, I'm gonna have to stick with Cathy. She's a pretty good buddy, man. I've got to know her a little bit over the last couple of years here at the summer camps and with the Fall Classic and stuff like that. And she is the reigning Alberta champion, so I'm gonna nod my head in her direction because tough to knock her when she is the defending Alberta champion. So now put it on you, Bruce, here.
Well, I could pick Hanfield, and that way I get two teams. No, I wouldn't do that. I think I really think watching that Fall Classic, we had Shannon Orsini play with Jackie Ray Green in her group, and they've come. They had to qualify at a last chance spiel, I believe, because they missed a couple of chances early. I'll pick Orsini, and I guess that covers the three favorites. And when we get to the semifinal on Thursday, or pardon me, on Saturday, we'll sit down and review our choices and see who was the wise guy.
Yeah, I don't know if we're all wrong. Maybe we'll just edit this tape and we'll start all over again and pretend we didn't say this. But I think, yeah, those three teams, they're going to be tough. They've got the experience. This is their second year in a row here, and so they are going to be three very tough teams.
I was just watching over there on the Orsini-Wilburn game. It's the ninth end. They got right back in. It's 5-4, but I see Jackie Ray Greening. She just threw a double takeout, and so they're kind of back in control.
Yeah, and Jackie Ray now is just throwing for a hit to lay two in the house and give Orsini the opportunity to have a cleaner house to play her last shots. Here's Cathy Borst her first shot in the ninth.
Just
Looks
trying
like she's
to
going to come around that guard.
Just trying to freeze down to
that one in the.
Yeah, Cheryl's got one biting the forefoot at the back. That's what she's trying to come down to.
Well,
the weight looks really nice here.
I don't think she's tight. I think she's left it in the open.
Oh, this looks like a great shot.
Oh yeah, right. She's coming down.
Again, that big Mr. Wozinski, he's kind of
blocking
our view.
Blocking her view.
We may have to back him up.
She's welded it.
Yeah, it was a great shot by Cathy.
I think Kullman, you'll see a little bit of peel weight and or we say up weight on this one.
Yeah, I don't think she'll be just playing any little top weight. She'll be playing peel weight at it. She doesn't care if her shooter sticks around or how many rocks she scrambles out of there. She just wants to get rid of that one.
I just noticed the slider on Cheryl Kullman. She looks like she's got one of these stainless steel sliders. I'd like to take note of that before we get to the semifinal, if she's still in it on Saturday. But there's some new technology out there in the curling industry. There's the stainless steels and the bricks and everything like that. But we'll maybe mention that on our next broadcast on the different type of footwear that people use. She's got her weight up.
Oh, looks like on the Sajali Hanfield, I think that the Sajali team just picked up one there in the ninth end. And looks like they've taken a 6-5 lead there on sheet C.
Here comes Kullman. Come down. Made it. Well, Cathy Borst going to draw for one.
Yeah, she's drawing against three, so this is do or die time. I think this game's pretty much over.
Time.
Yeah, I think you'll hear Velcro ripping possibly if she misses this, because even if she takes one, I don't know, it's going to be tough to come back from being 4 down without the hammer.
Yeah, just checking on ice conditions here, guys. I got a time on Cathy's last rock that she froze down there, and it was 25-2, and they were basically just keeping it clean. So, like I say, if they're sweeping from hog line to tee line, this ice run 26 seconds right now, and the curler's got to love it. I mean, it's just great.
Yeah, your sweepers can take it a mile. That's the thing. That's what you want. To let your sweepers have control of that rock when you're drawing, because they're so good at judging weight that they can go a long ways with it. Bruce is just kind of wondering where I put his blanket. I've got it all wrapped around me, and he's whining that it's cold out here, and I guess I'll have to share his blanket with him again.
We're getting late in the game here, and old bones and old knees. And well, I'm sure if she hasn't got this one in for shot rock, it's they'll shake hands. Got no line, but they're.
Well, she just has to hit full 4 foot.
No, I think it's a handshaking.
Handshaking time. Oh, she just came up short, I think. What do you say, Dave? You predict it from here?
And Maureen Brown's taking a real close look at it right now.
The officials might have to come out and do their duty here and measure it.
Might be a measure. First measure tonight, eh?
Actually, no, we had one over on sheet A.
Oh, did we?
Yeah, we had one measurement already tonight. That's the nice thing. The girls don't even have to worry about measuring. We have officials that come down, do all the measuring. Nobody has to worry about making a mistake or anything like that. Shannon Rossini's throwing her first rock on sheet B against the Wilburn rink, I should say, from the Peace Country, and she's just trying to hit one of theirs out. Oh, but she's jammed it, so Wilburn's laying one on her right now, so
she can throw a cap on it.
Well, no, they can't throw a cap. They need to get two to. Oh no,
one to tie.
One to tie. So yeah, that could be an extra end game. The way it works with extra end games is the teams will all get 10 minutes put back onto their clock, and they'll have 10 minutes to play the extra end if anybody goes to an extra end.
Hey, I see one of our head officials standing here. Hey, Hazel, what happened with the time clock there? Do you know why it was at 0 or?
They had started the 30 seconds, and then they noticed that they wanted a measurement. So the 30 seconds ran out, then it flashed back to the regular time, so no time was lost.
Oh, I see. So you get 30 seconds in for the official to get down and do the actual measurement?
They just kind of punched it in. You get 30 seconds in between ends.
Oh, I see. So 30 seconds in between ends, and then your time clock starts again. Oh, okay, I see.
But they didn't notice they were going to measure, so it was just kind of a whoops.
Okay, well, that's why all our officials this is their first game, a lot of the officials, so a few mistakes, and we can live with that.
But no time was lost for the team.
No time was lost for the team. Okay,
yeah, because right down, if, for instance, Borst team does take the, or get the one in this, then they're going to go back home with only 7 minutes and 10 seconds. So they'll be chucking them if that's the case.
I wonder. I'm not sure with the time clocks. Is 7 minutes an awful lot of time for one end?
Yeah, if you have 7 minutes on your time clock, Hazel, would you have enough time to play the end?
You'd have enough time to play, but you couldn't dilly-dally.
No, you'd have to make sure 15 minutes an end, if you guys remember. You know, but I mean for both teams, it'll be about 15 minutes. So yeah, 7 minutes and 10 seconds. You just like you don't want to dilly-dally.
Okay, over in the sheet B there, the Wilburn team is laying one, and they just threw a cap on it. So it's going to force Shannon Orsini to make a play at that one in the house, and if she doesn't get out of there, we could go to an extra end over on sheet B between Orsini and Wilburn.
Looks like a good cap too, doesn't it?
Yeah,
looks like it's jammed right on, but I think if you throw a good rock, you can come by that one and just bump it back for shot.
Yeah,
Jackie Ray and Shannon are really looking that one over.
We're talking about a rock that's there's about one that's on the button and a guard that's way out in front and about 6 feet in front of the hog line, so there is time to get around it, or plenty of room to get around it. So it's in a situation, there we are with the two skips, they're just shaking hands. There was one for Kullman, and Cathy Borst would end up being down 7-1, and she knows that it's not much of a chance of laying a big end. So we're going to have a bit of a break here, and then we're going to come back with Dave and Ross are going to do an interview with our Cheryl Kullman, our champion, and we'll give you a little bit of an update on the rest of them here before we take off. So if everything goes well, we'll have you all the results and an interview with tonight's first winner.
Okay, welcome back to the Drayton Valley Curling Club. With us, we have the winning skip of the team that just beat the Cathy Borst rink, Cheryl Kullman from SALCA, or Southern Alberta Ladies Curling Association. And we just want to welcome you back into Drayton Valley, Cheryl. The last time we saw you was at our Fall Classic. So again, welcome back to Drayton Valley.
Thank you. We were looking forward to coming back, and I think it was good for us to have been here in Drayton earlier in November. So it was good for us.
Great. Dave, you got a question there maybe for Cheryl?
Yeah, I noticed Cheryl in about what end it was, but You got one of your rocks pulled. Did you know you were over the hog line, did you think?
No, actually, I thought it was pretty close, but obviously the officials are sitting on the line, so they called it, and that's up to them. Never had it done before, so it was interesting, but I guess they saw it and they called it, so.
Maybe a little pumped and a little fast leg drive and stuff, and it looked like you were over from where we were sitting, but I think you'll probably slow it down for the rest of this field.
Yeah, I don't normally have a problem, so I'm kind of surprised, but yeah, I guess coming out and pumping, and this ice is keener than what we're used to playing on, so it's, you know, it's going to be a little bit, I'm going to have to watch a bit, especially on hits. That seems to be where I'm going to be close.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that. How is the ice conditions? Did you like them? I know we were timing some rocks, and I was getting 25 seconds to the tee line on some rocks that weren't even being swept. Was it fairly fast?
Yeah, we found it really fast. We usually we time 13 and a half, and we were getting some 15s and 16s here, so it's keen for us, definitely.
Can you bury a rock on this ice? Is it good burying ice?
There is some spots that'll move. We found some straight spots on sheet D that we were on, but we also found some spots in some other parts of the rinks that did move. So I'm looking forward to it. I think it will bury, and we'll have some good games on it.
Great, Cheryl. I just want to ask you, how much of a confidence builder is it to have beat last year's provincial champion? I mean, this is the first draw of the week-long spiel, so how much of a confidence builder is that?
I think you said it there, it's a week long, and so it's a game, and we went out and played it, and no, I don't think it really does anything for us. We've got a long week, and they're going to probably be there, and the tiebreakers are nearby us, so we're just going to have to continue playing, so it's a long week.
That's for sure. Maybe it's just a little bit of a helper, though, if you happen to meet somebody in a semi or maybe in a final. Does it help you at all to know that you've maybe beat that person once? Does it give you a little bit of an edge?
Well, yeah, we're definitely out here gunning to win them all, and hopefully we do it, but we're also prepared for a loss or two. I think we'll still be in there even with 2 losses, but it would be really nice to go through with none.
What do you think, what kind of record do you think is going to make it into the semis or tiebreakers? What do you think a person's going to have for record?
I think 4-3 or 5-2, somewhere around there is going to be. That's usually what does get into the tiebreakers. So I'm expecting those kind of records.
Yeah, that's great. Have you got any more questions there, Dave? We just like I say, this is Cheryl Kullman. She just defeated Cathy Borst in draw 1 of the round robin affair here in Drayton Valley at the Scott Provincial Tournament of Hearts. And I don't know, unless we've got any more, Dave, I guess we'll wrap this up and say congratulations again, Cheryl, and we look forward to watching you all week.
Thank you. Thanks.
Congratulations.
Well, you guys handled that interview with a very pretty girl. I know you both wanted to do that interview, so.
Yeah, it was kind of a dogfight. We were arm wrestling to see who got to interview Cheryl there. So, very classy lady, great curler. It was interesting to hear that she thought that a 4-3 or a 5-2 record would get you to likely a tiebreaker, maybe the semis. It'll be really interesting to see exactly what kind of record it does take to get into that the tiebreaker, or like I say, the semifinals.
I don't see anybody going through undefeated. It looks like it's going to be tight, and it might be quite a few tiebreakers. That might be a big day on Saturday.
Actually, it'd be kind of interesting to see a few tiebreakers, get a few extra games out of these girls, and some more bang for our buck, I guess you might say.
Yep.
At this level, like you say, I don't think anybody's going to go through here undefeated. I think it's.
I think you guys are right. I think, and Cheryl too. She says 5-2, 4-3 might even get you in a tiebreaker. I think that's the way it's going to be. But you never know. I think someone's going to come out of here with 1 loss. And
well, it could be. I guess the ice conditions are good, and the caliber is going to pick up as we go along all week. I want to make sure that everybody gets an opportunity to get down here and watch some of the curling live. The passes, like I say, are only $20 for the whole week. $3 a game or $5 a day, and there's lots to eat and lots to drink, and I'm sure that you'll all enjoy the hospitality that we're going to be able to supply for you. And I guess what we'll do is wrap it up tonight by saying that you're a fool if you're not down here watching this, and we're going to have our next telecast on Saturday night, the first semifinal, and we'll do the final again on Sunday. It will be tape delays again. So again, thanks to all our sponsors for tonight's broadcast and all our volunteers, and to you two guys. We'll see you here again both on Saturday.
Thanks, Vic. Thanks, Ray, and we'll see you guys Saturday.
thank you guys too.
Okay, we're done from here.